This here is the Amaran F22c. It's a foldable, flexible RGB bicolor light that has 200 watt output, and it's a pretty great light. There's really only one downfall to this light. It's got a really super noisy, whiny, consistent fan that's pretty distracting, and it could almost drive you crazy. Here, check it out for yourself. Now, when you order this kit, it does come with an extra extension cord that you're able to try to set this ballast up further away from where you'll be recording with microphones and such. And that's pretty good. But if you wanted to have this close to you with like a V-mount battery on there and to have like a portable camera setup, that's where that noisy fan is really going to come into play, and it's not going to be good. You can take this fan noise out using plugins and other things like DaVinci Resolve and Adobe Podcast, but the constant noise from the fan is kind of distracting. Now, when you first get this light, it doesn't come with any instruction manuals, and you're left to kind of go online with the QR code to read your instructions there and to find out how to set it up there. Now, it didn't say anything there on if you could set up adjust the setting of the fan. When I Googled it, it said that there was no way to adjust the setting manually. But I did end up coming across an article on Reddit where somebody had said that they posted the question asking if you could adjust the fan setting or switch it out, or if anybody had switched it out, and if they had had luck. Somebody had, and they posted a comment talking about the piece that they used, what they did, and had a brief description of how to do it. So with that information, I was able to order the piece. It's a Noctua NF-A4x20 fan. I don't know if I really pronounced that right, but that's the piece you need. And then also I had to purchase a soldering iron and a T10 Torx security screw key to open this casing. Now, what you need the soldering iron for is to solder the fitting from this onto the new fan. The fittings that you get with this fan aren't going to work with this F22c, as what the person said in the comment. So I don't really have too much experience doing some soldering, but I have faith in myself that I can get this done. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done anything like this yourself to do some personal adjustments to your equipment. Let me know how that has turned out, or let us know how that's turned out for you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike Mandigo, and this is Passion Video. Thanks for stopping by. Now, one thing to take into caution is when you do this, it's going to avoid your warranty, and then if you end up messing this up, you're out of luck. You can't really go back to the company and say to try to get your warranty. Well, you could, I guess you could try to lie, but I'm not down to do that anymore. So anyhow, just one thing to keep in mind if you're going to do this, it's up to your own discretion, and you got to take responsibility for it if you end up messing up your light. Now that that's out of the way, what I need to do after this is, start to take it apart, and then, like I said, figure out what I got to do next. And along the way, I'm going to take you with me to do that. If you listen carefully right now, you're going to hear the fans from the aputure. There's two aputure 300Ds that's helping to light the scene right now. That's the fan noise that you're hearing from the two aputure 300Ds. Right now, I'm going to turn this on with the V-mount battery, and you're going to hear the fan from this Amaran F22c. When I turned it on, it almost sounded like somebody was vacuuming down the hallway with the door closed. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the fan noise coming from the F22c. Let's let you hear it one more time so you can see for yourself again. All right. So now that we have the fan noise, we got a good recording of the fan noise for the before, and then we're going to do a fan noise recording of it after. Not exactly sure how I'm going to have to open this up just yet. But I do know that I need that T10 Torx. Just grab myself something to put the screws in. So if you're going to be doing this, make sure you got something to put your screws in after you take them out. Also, one other thing that you need to be cautious of is once you start taking things apart, make sure if it looks complicated, like you might forget it, take pictures of it so that you know where everything goes back. One time I was taking my computer apart for the very first time and I didn't take any pictures. And when I put it back together, I didn't do it properly. So it was a very frustrating, I ended up getting it to work eventually, but it was a very frustrating thing that could have been avoided by taking pictures with your phone. So please learn from my mistake. All right, let's get back to it. So I think maybe if I take the top plate and the bottom plate off, I might be able to slide the side component pieces out. I'm going to try that first. So these 8 little bolts will be from the top and bottom pieces. You need a smaller one too, so you might need the T9 too as well. Perhaps. We'll see. I think I'm starting to understand it now. Whoa. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. All right. So these go in with the side stuff. So this is what the inside is looking like anyhow. It's got like a little computer chip processor here, screen, and a number of buttons and stuff. Now I'm going to start taking all these screws out here. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but you want to wear gloves so your oil from your fingers doesn't damage the circuit chips and mess it up. Okay, so these go in with this. I can take the next bottom component off, but I got to unscrew all these. We'll call them valves for now, I guess. Oh. Careful, there's a heat sink right here. Don't want to damage this. Just got to be careful that I don't damage any of these components as I'm unscrewing these. You're going to want to do the same if you're doing this yourself too. I know you're strong, you be working out and shit, so exercise your controller. All right? Control yourself. Before I move this, I'm going to unhook the fan. Got it. Pulling these pieces out now. All right. Got the fan out. Aputure DC brushless fan, it says. Let's move this stuff to the side for now. So the connector that's on this side is a female, and then this side is a male. That's why it won't work. Plus, it's like a different style of connector too. So they have it covered with some coating to protect it. I'm going to have to take part of that off, or I guess most of it. So it's just as simple as cutting these pieces off. Make sure to cut close to the fan when you're cutting the wire off. It'll give you more length to work with. Now it's just a matter of stripping these wires. So these are the two fans. These are the Noctua. This is the Noctua fan, and this is Aputure's own fan that they make themselves. Gonna plug the soldering iron into. If you're looking to pick up a soldering iron, I got this one on Amazon for $15. With include, like I pay for Prime, so the delivery was included. Careful you don't touch this once you plug it in. What temperature should a soldering iron be set at? Okay, it says around 315 to 343 Celsius or 600 to 650 Fahrenheit. It's warming up now. When I was small, somebody showed me a trick. One of my mom's boyfriends showed me a trick that you could use a lighter to help you strip the rubber plastic off the wire. I should have ordered some shrink wrap stuff, but I didn't think about that part. Maybe for next time, if I do something like that again. I have some electrical tape that I'm going to wrap it with after. You don't want any of these, like after you do the soldering and you have them connected, you don't want any of the wires to be exposed and touching. You need to have them covered. Otherwise, you're going to short circuit the fan. It's not going to work for you. So it's very important. You have to have the wires covered after. Don't forget that part. So inside the soldering iron kit, they give you a coil with some solder, like a coil of solder stuff, I guess. And they give you 5 different attachments. So you know what? You could use this as a wood burner if you wanted to. Like if you don't have to use it as a... It's kind of cool. First thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to twist these wires together. It's just as easy as matching up the right color to the right color. The guy said there was some kind of like a piece that you could hook up inside of it. I'm going to look for that right now, actually. There's an adapter on here. It's called a low noise adapter. This needs to go in between the fan. Oh, fuck. Woo! That gets hot enough. I forgot that was plugged in there. Just get this thing out of the way for a second here. Could be done a little better. This stuff is so thin, it's hard to get it to land on the spot where it's supposed to be. I'm going to like fold it up into a clump first and see if that helps. Yeah, it helped a little bit. So kind of clump it. Make it into a little clump first. Concentrated, I guess you could say. I got some tape now. I got the resistor onto one side of the fan. Now I need to attach it onto the part that's going to hook back up into the F22c. Line the colors up to the right colors. Bada bing, bada boom. Next, solder these up next. I don't know if you're supposed to braid that stuff in or not, but be careful. Probably not. I better do a little more, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Don't be cheap now. Should do a little bit more on that black one. Just a tiny bit more there. Secure. There. Got it. I'm going to unplug this for now so I don't burn myself. Already did it once. Let's clean up some garbage here. I gotta get my gloves back on. It's kind of cool on the bottom here that shows they got arrows showing the direction that the wind blows. So they give you these rubber things, latex rubber. You feed it through the little hole and you pull it through till it gets snug. Then you can cut off the excess. There's supposed to be 2 that go in the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach them because I haven't figured out how to get this bottom plate off here yet. So I don't know if I could do it yet. I think this might be good. You see. Got the fan in. Let's plug it back in. It's plugged in. Next thing I gotta do is put these pieces back in now. I don't know if I needed to take these out, but I thought I did. Just be careful along the side here. There's a USB-C slot for the DMX attachment controls. Make sure it lines back up in the hole before you start screwing in your bolts and screws. You know what? Let's make sure we got the fan in the right way first. Okay. Okay, we do the sides first, I think, eh? All right, well, let's power it up. We got juice. Moment of truth right now. Well, I think it like starts up. It has like when it starts up, it has like a little bit of it still has like that whininess to it, but then eventually I think that resistor kicks in and it makes it a little bit quieter. So after like a couple seconds of running it, it then gets a little bit quieter. It seems to be that way anyhow. Only one way to know for sure is to like listen in the playback when I'm doing like in post-processing. All right, so that part was a success. I was able to get it, take it apart, put it back together, and it works. So that part is cool. Okay, so we're back set up again with a new little bit of a different lighting setup, just to do something different. So I was able to swap out the fan successfully, so that was pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you thought I was going to be able to pull that off successfully. Anyhow, when I was doing the editing and going over the test footage, listening back to the playback of the fan sounds, I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to go about doing a test, like to do the comparison test to show you as the examples. But then the idea popped in my mind that I could do a screen recording while I'm listening to the playback. And then the screen recording would record the visuals of the audio meter. From there, I was able to mask part of that video out and then put the audio meter on both of the sides of the screen, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to see the audio levels of the fans while it was recording. So this here is the before with the aputure fan, and the audio is coming in at approximately minus 38 decibels. It looks to be about that to my eye. And then this here is the after with the Noctua replacement fan. And it seems to be coming in at around minus 44 to minus 43. So around 6 to 7 decibels lower than what the fan originally was at when it came from the factory. In the comments of the Reddit thread, it said that the guy, he figured it made the fan about 70% quieter. I don't know if that 6 decibels works out to 70% or not, but it did make it a little bit more noticeably quiet, so I thought that was pretty cool. I guess, like, the fans both have their own different sound, so, like, this fan kind of has, like, a little bit of a hum to it, too, but it is, like, with proof from the test, it is 6 decibels lower, so the fan swap, I guess, was worth it. So I paid $20 for the fan piece to swap it out, and then $15 for the soldering iron set, and then $15 for the wrench set. You're going to need the T10 Torx, a T9 Torx, and a T8 Torx. I'll put the listings of it and the instructions of what I did in the description below in case you're wondering how to go about doing it yourself. All right, well, I thought that was a pretty cool first-time experience for making some personal adjustments to my equipment. Now that I have a soldering iron and some solder, maybe I might come up with some more ideas of how I could make some contraptions, or like maybe do some other things that I've seen other YouTubers try as well. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this video here. Thanks for checking it out and coming along with me to do this experience of swapping this fan out to get a quieter fan for my F22c. If you're interested in checking out some videos on the G85, I got this one playlist right here. And then this might be a video that YouTube thinks you might like. All right, I'll see you in the next one.